ANTOSS back again with another review, and today I am showing you the Kamry X8 cartomizer tank. There she is. It is a 4mm capacity tank, a tank cartomizer tank. Now this is running at 2.4 ohms, and I currently have it on the Preveri running at 3.7 volts. So if you don't have a VV mod device or you're on an Ego, you know this is how it's going to be. Yeah, it's great. I got to tell you, running this at 3.7 volts has a good amount of heat and a good amount of throat hit. Really good. I'm so excited because, you know, I am more biased towards cartomizers and my general vape is on a cartomizer tank. So I was so excited to see a cartomizer tank. So, you know, I hadn't come across this before, and I'm always into cartomizer tanks. Okay, so now this... The tank itself sort of shares a resemblance of the Bogue F16. Okay, this one here. Okay, now you can see that the Bogue F16 is much taller, but the Kamry X8 actually holds about the same amount of liquid because it is a bit thicker, which is about 4mm. Okay, now the key differences between the two is now the Kamry actually has a locking mechanism at the bottom there. You can see this screw. When you loosen that screw, you're free to move the cartomizer up and down as much as you like, okay, which allows for any size cartomizer to actually fit in here. So long as it's pre-punched or you punched it yourself, you can put any size cartomizer up in here, which is great. So, and the other difference is on the top side, you can see it also has another pin, okay? Now, what this allows is it's more or less sort of a no-fuss sort of refilling system, okay? So you will unscrew this and then you can stick your blunt syringe in there, okay? Personally, that feature itself is slower than actually pulling the cartomizer down and then filling it up with a blunt syringe. So this top side screw, I would recommend just sort of having that tight all the time. Don't worry about that one, but this bottom one is very handy to put your own cartomizer that you wish inside there. Okay, it also comes with a removable drip tip, but the drip tip it comes with is absolutely sensational. Look at that. It is a very cool looking drip tip, but you can pull it out and put your own one in there. Now, the cartomizers themselves are actually really cool because unlike the Bogue F16 or the Smoke Tech sort of pre-punched cartomizers, it is a smaller cartomizer, as you can see. It's smaller and it only has one hole there, but I use a 50-50 blend and I can honestly tell you that 50-50 will go into this no problem. But what I really want to praise this for is because it is smaller, it only takes about 0.4 mils to actually fill. So you're not sitting there for, you know, for 3 minutes. You're just sitting there for like about 20 seconds because the polyfiller inside is very loose. So it's not tight and squashed together. So just about 0.4 and you're done. You know you're done when the hole on the side there actually becomes a dark color. Okay, so you know, okay, that's enough liquid. And like I said, it only takes about 0.4. So that's great. And then you'll just slip it up in here, tighten the nut here, and you're good to go. And what I would recommend doing is actually, instead of taking this top pin out and injecting in there, now that's fine, it really is, that's what it's made for, but I always find it quicker just to take the drip tip off, unlock the screw there, get your fingernail into the threading there, pull it down, and now you can see that the tank and the cartomizer is exposed. So this is where I would recommend just putting a blunt syringe in there. It is a bit quicker, okay? But I love the idea of what they have done. That's great. You might find it much easier just to put a blunt syringe in there, so that's great too. Now I've got to tell you, I'm very, very impressed in the throat hit that this gives off. It's running at 2.4 ohms, so only single coil, and it's very, very impressive. Very similar to the Bogue F16, very similar. That's why since day one, since I bought a mod, I have always been with the Bogue F16. That's why I love tank atomizers so much. They give off massive amounts of heat with huge throat hits that clearomizers just can't compare to. Okay, but clearomizers do have the better taste, I must admit. So I'm just going to turn this up to 4.2. Okay, and once again, this is running at 2.4 ohms. Whoop. Yeah, that is a massive throat hit. A massive throat hit. This is why I love tank cartomizers. Nothing can compare to the throat hit and the heat and the sizzle that tank cartomizers produce. They are, they're not all about the vapor production. They're about heat and throat hit. And this one delivers just great. Very similar to the Bogue F16. Very, very similar. And it is absolutely worth it. Now, this tank cartomizer itself will cost you about $15. I picked this up at vapefox.com.au. If you decide to shop there, I recommend that you use this code, all capitals VFBC10 or the letter O, and that will give you 10% off. Okay. It is all round fantastic, and I'm very excited. This has probably been out for about 3 or 4 months, but I only just saw it, and VapeFox had it, so that was great. And you can put your own drip tip in there, and I wish more tank cartomizer. I wish more tanks would come out, because that's where I'm at. That's where I'm happy at. I always have been. And this one is great. Very similar to the Bogue F16. If you're unfamiliar with the Bogue F16, I have a couple of videos on them, and I would definitely recommend this tank. It is fantastic. All right, guys, I'll give it one more vape, and I'll get out of here. Wow, this thing is fantastic. All right, guys, I'll check you next time. See yous.